So, welcome to the first episode of Crypto Munchies. This will be a monthly series where I go over 10 cryptocurrencies that I like and I'll share them with you. So, let's get this started. The first one is Bitcoin, as no one is surprised. So, Bitcoin is basically the OG. It was the first blockchain project ever created. It leads the market. What I mean by that is, if its price goes up, the entire market price goes up. If its price goes down, the entire market goes down. It could be compared equivalent to gold, as in, if people think the economy is going to go down, people say that you should buy Bitcoin. I don't really know how much sense that makes. People have a love-hate relationship with Bitcoin. You'll find people who absolutely love Bitcoin and say every other currency is useless, or that you'll find people who hate Bitcoin in general, and those are the people who hate cryptocurrencies in general. The next one is Ethereum. Ethereum is the most flexible and versatile ecosystem for a developer, an engineer, a developer. It allows you to build projects really easily. Like a 12-year-old kid can write a Ethereum project easily, and do his own funding and ICO. It in the future, I believe it will be used for a lot of use cases, but it most probably will not be used natively for payments and transactions because of its high fees. But they have a lot of good developers working with them, like the Ethereum Foundation or Consensus, which might fix a lot of these issues in the future. So it has a lot of potential, probably more than Bitcoin for the future, I feel. Dogecoin, this is the meme coin, and this is basically its price went up because Elon Musk said its price should go up. It has been trading for like less than a rupee for more than 7-8 years now, and one day he just starts tweeting about it and it went up. I don't think it is a good in crypto to invest, but I have been wrong. I've been saying that for a long time and I was completely wrong. It went from 1 to 54 rupees. It defies all logic, as I said. You might want to consider buying some Dogecoin if you like Teslas, because there are rumors that Elon Musk will accept Dogecoin as payments for Tesla in the future. The next one is Litecoin. This could be considered the serious version of Dogecoin, because all the things that make Dogecoin a meme are not present in Litecoin. It's also very tightly coupled with Litecoin, because the cryptographic algorithm it uses is exactly same as Dogecoin. Sorry, it has fast transactions, it has low fees, and it is used by PayPal. So you can deposit your Litecoin on PayPal wallet, and they'll give you dollars for it. So that's a really good plus sign. Next one is ADA or Cardano. This has a lot of really smart people working on it, like much smarter than I am, and it has a huge potential for future, for disrupting what Ethereum is doing right now. So they also want to be versatile, but they want to be versatile in a much larger sense. Like they want to be able to talk to other blockchains, which is not something any of the cryptocurrencies I talked about so far are trying to achieve. So that is the next innovation they're trying to work towards. It has a lot of development work to do, but they have planned it all out, and you can go to the website and see when all the releases and the next features are going to come up. It is high risk, high reward, because its price has gone up significantly in the past year. Mark Cuban invested in it, I guess, and a lot of people invested in it. So it's around 130, and it was, I think, 3 or 4 rupees at the beginning of the year. If you want to learn more about Cardano, you should follow this guy's YouTube channel. He is the creator of the Cardano blockchain and also an ex-creator of Ethereum. The next one is XRP. XRP basically wants to just capture the entire payment space for cryptocurrencies. So whatever Bitcoin is doing right now for banks, that is all people where they're transacting and using Bitcoin, large values globally across economies. So XRP wants to do that, but legitimately, completely regulated. They have a huge case going on against them right now. If that case settles very easily, then it might be the best performing cryptocurrency, but it is a gamble. You don't know what the future holds, so take it as you will. It is very eco-friendly. It has the cheapest cost for transaction. I think it costs 3 cents to do any volume of transactions. So you could send 1 crore rupees to someone and only pay 3 cents for doing so. That's great. It is also very manipulated. So basically, there is a lot of XRP. There's 100 billion XRP coins in the world, and very few people hold a lot of it. So if they decide to sell one day, the price is gonna just go almost to zero. Maybe not exactly zero, but very close to it. Next is VeChain. It is basically trying to capture the supply chain aspect of blockchains. If you were around in the 2017, 2018, crypto bull cycle, there was a lot of, pilot test projects being done by Maersk and Walmart where they wanted to track the supply chain of some product. Let's say you grow some fruits or some vegetables, and they would track who grew it, where it went to, who processed it. So that is basically the supply chain aspect of what blockchain wants to fix, just, track and monitor what happens. The company behind VeChain is based out of Singapore, and Singapore is known to have one of the best logistics system, and the harbors and the port system they have is amazing. So clearly it's working out for them using blockchain. Also recently there was an article that a few Chinese officials enjoyed what VeChain is doing and said that it's a good project. So that's pretty cool. Sorry, I'm sweating. I turned off my fan so it doesn't make any noise. Next is Uniswap. Uniswap is a very good coin if you like Ethereum. It basically, Ethereum, as I said, allows developers to build a lot of projects. Uniswap is like this decentralized place where all those projects can come together and you can, exchange tokens between those projects. It's basically a DEX, if you can look into it, a decentralized exchange. You come here, you send A type of cryptocurrency and you get B type of cryptocurrency, as long as both of them are in the Ethereum ecosystem. Okay, you can read up more about ERC20 tokens. I'll put a link down if you like. It is a voting token. It is also decentralized. By decentralized, I mean the way Uniswap was distributed amongst people was very, fair in its process. Basically, whoever used Uniswap up until 2019 got Uniswap, got 400 Uniswap for free. That's like 8 lakh rupees in today's money. So that's awesome. You should check out this website. I would highly recommend you just go to this website and just see what all they have, and I'm sure you love it. It's the most used Ethereum based cryptocurrency if by number of transactions if you Google. Next is Matic or Polygon. This is a made in India cryptocurrency, and by that I mean all the developers, or maybe not all, but a lot of the developers who are based out of India. It has done a lot of good work in the scalability department. So, Ethereum has high fees. It can't be used for payments and transactions, as I said, but Matic makes that possible. And by the way they do that is sort of complicated and a little advanced, but it's cool and it's fast. Mark Cuban has invested in this project, which is a good deal, Shark Tank and all. They also have a lot of good since it's closely linked to Ethereum. A lot of good developer tools are coming out which people can use and build projects, such as Truffle, which you can look into. The last one for this month is Zcash or Zero Cash. This is one very close to my heart because I researched a lot about this during my undergrad. It was a research-driven project. So basically, they wanted to completely anonymize transactions. Right now, if you do a Bitcoin transaction, that history stays on the Bitcoin blockchain forever. So if you send someone 5 Bitcoin, the world will know that you sent someone 5 Bitcoin. Maybe not you exactly, but your address sent Bitcoin for the rest of time. So eventually, they might come back to you and ask you who you sent it to, or if they can prove that the wallet belonged to you. So Zcash has something known as shielded transactions. In shielded transactions, no one monitoring the blockchain can tell who is sending money to who. So that's very good. Like, that's a good thing that Bitcoin was originally tried to do, but it failed because you can just track everything. Zero Cash solved it using zero knowledge proofs as the research they did. Regulators absolutely hate this project because there's no way to track, and a lot of nefarious and bad activities can be done by this. It is also a really good coin to mine. If you have a good GPU or a CPU, you can start mining Zcash and earn a bit of money. I think that's a good idea. So that's it for this month. I'll catch you guys next month. Bye bye.